Hello again, everybody. We are on the Cornell campus and we are going to be looking around for some hawks. Hopefully we'll have more luck today than we had on Thursday. We didn't see anybody on Thursday. I did, by the way, after I closed everything up on Thursday, I came back to the campus. I was hoping, on my way home, and we had closed up at Sapsucker. I had hoped maybe I would catch a glimpse of somebody, in passing through, and for a moment because it was on Clark Hall, and it was that perch that Big Red and Arthur have been using, but it was actually a peregrine falcon. That was the other day. So far, no signs of anyone, but we just started, so. Anyway, I really enjoyed seeing those ducks, mostly redheads, down on Cayuga Lake. I thought that was quite an interesting sight to see. We've seen large numbers before, and certainly at Montezuma we've seen the large flocks before. But it was just nice to see them like that from that angle, and really overall a better angle than you could say we get at Montezuma, where we're almost at the same elevation as they are. To look at them from above them was kind of special in that case, I'd say. Is that a robin? Yeah, I just saw a robin. And let me just say again, when I first, hold on a second. I can't see anything. My window's kind of fogged up. When I first, when I was driving up to Montezuma, I had passed that area and had seen the ducks there, and it was frustrating because I was missing out and everything, but I'm glad that I found a spot on the way back, and very importantly that the ducks were still there to see and to share that with everybody. So it's obviously still raining. And maybe I should change something on the camera that you're looking through right now. One second. Just want to do this. This might help you see a little better, although you'll be kind of at an angle. I don't know if that's in focus or not, to be honest with you. But it's better than focusing on the raindrops on the windshield. I guess I could have just put it in manual focus. Anyway, so it's still raining, so I don't know how that's probably not going to help us too much once we go to Sapsucker. Who knows if it's going to stop? I get the feeling it won't. We don't have much time to look here on the campus either, just because, as I mentioned, I need to get back early, get underway early, because I am going to be joining family. like rain when we need rain, but I have to admit I don't usually enjoy it while I'm bird watching. It interferes with things. You know, if it were just me walking around and not dealing with cameras or anything, I wouldn't mind so much. I'd just carry an umbrella, but if I were just going to Sapsucker just for a walk, not to see birds, I would just walk there easily, no problem. But when you're dealing with cameras and broadcasting equipment and everything, I don't have an extra hand to carry the umbrella. And quite honestly, I just don't even want to deal with the umbrella. So it would be nice if it would stop raining like right now. Okay, now. How about now? Well, we'll get to that later. Right now, we're just going to look around for hawks. I have to admit, I have not looked at the forecast for the coming days. I don't know what we're expecting. I think tomorrow's supposed to be actually pretty nice without rain, and maybe even warmer than it was today. But I have to say, I think I've enjoyed what we've seen today. Could we have seen more? Sure, but I liked what we managed to see. Driving around, obviously, even though I'm nice and warm and dry here in the car, just having the water on the windows makes things more difficult. I'm sure that doesn't surprise anybody. You know, after on Thursday, after the tour, I told you I came back through the campus, and it was right along here that I saw a red fox, just kind of, you know, there looking around and everything, and I had already packed everything up, so I had to try to unpack in a hurry, and by the time I did, the fox was really not really in a good view. I was upset that I didn't get a good chance to look at it better than I probably ever would have, or ever have before. I've seen foxes, of course, but had it stayed where it seemed to be, like, you know, just going about its way, you know, its business in a leisurely fashion, I might have had a good look, but I missed the opportunity. still seems to be less traffic here on the campus, so you know, it could be that many of the students have yet to return, and not only that, but the weather obviously is not great for walking around anyway, so it's not that surprising that it's still relatively easy to get around. Hold on a second. See a bird, I'm not sure what it is. It's not a hawk though. Very good chance we won't see anybody today either. I don't know. I've said before, there are a lot of places for hawks to be on the campus, and it's a large campus, so it's not always easy to find one. We're pretty lucky to see them as much as we do. Check something from here while we're here. Stop and look from here. I've said a number of times before, precipitation can, you know, while the hawks can still fly, they just seem to fly less often. So who knows if we'll see anybody, catch sight of someone rather than, you know, see someone flying in the air. Come on, Volvo, let's go. Come on, come on. Just checking some of the part of the plantations area. I don't see anybody. Have to head to Sapsucker pretty soon. Very well be that we're going to go without seeing anybody again today. Anybody? We'll check a couple more spots, and if we don't see anybody, we're going to head to Sapsucker. Sorry, we're not seeing anybody. Hawk. It's probably not one that we know, but we'll take a look. If we can, that is. It'll be just a quick look. 1 second here. Unless it takes off, which it might. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Again, I doubt this is a hawk that we know. Lighten it up a bit. So again, I rather doubt we know this hawk, just so you know. We'll wait a few moments, see if maybe this hawk turns around. No. Beautiful hawk, whoever it is. We're going to continue our search, though. I didn't. White car that you're probably seeing now just tried to pull a Ferris and just turn around right in the middle of the road. And there's another car coming. Do I see... maybe not. Wait. Do I see a hawk circling? Possibly. Maybe not, but possibly. Let's get to the central heating plant. Yeah, I might see a hawk in the air. It could be a gull, though. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to see it from here anyway. Can't see anything from here. The building is in the way. Shoot. Oh. Quite seeing something. I can't see it now. Well, we'll head that way. And if someone landed, and we might have a hard time finding that someone. If that was a someone. just a few minutes before we really have to get to Sapsucker if we're going to walk at Sapsucker at all. And I would like to go to Sapsucker. For certain, but I believe I did see a hawk that was circling in the distance closer to Central Campus, so maybe we'll see somebody, who knows. But like I said, if that was a hawk, it may have landed in a spot where, you know, we won't be able to find it now either. So all a matter of being able to look in the right spot and actually looking in the right spot. Once we get to Sapsucker, I'll need a few minutes to prepare for the walk. Oh, I think I see someone on the throne. Hurry, Light, we've been waiting long enough. Stay up there now. Somebody's on the throne. Somebody's still on the throne. You're facing away from us.
It's an adult, whoever it is. Hey, babe. Cute. I'd say it's Arthur. Turn this way, young man. Good to see you. Cute. I'm going to lighten it just a little bit more. What's going on, you? We won't stay here long just because we just don't have the time, but I would love it if Big Red would come along and join him up there. By the way, the ducks we saw, I just checked in on the chat room. I think it was mentioned that I've already posted a video. I haven't actually posted the video. That's what YouTube saved. I will probably post something eventually, and it should be, hopefully, be of slightly higher quality. Because I'll be based on what I recorded, not on, you know, anything that's subject to, you know, our connection, etc. Isn't he cute? He's a good boy. Where's Big Red? Unfortunately, I don't believe we're going to have time to look for her. Just, we have to go to Sapsucker if we're going to go there at all. And I do want to go. Good to see you, though, Arthur. Very good to see you. think we're going to get going now. Kind of warms the heart to see him, though. Bye, Arthur. Okay, we're heading to Sapsucker. We're going to make one little detour on the way, I think. Maybe I shouldn't because of time, but it might not cost us too much time. We'll see. Hoping maybe to see, you know, granted I already checked there, but I was hoping that maybe Big Red would be on Clark. I see a number of Canada geese up in the air. Wait a minute, what was that? Hold on one second. Oh, probably a gull. I had to guess. Okay, but we're going to turn around and head towards Sapsucker. Always want to see more, but grateful for what we have seen. Arthur is still on the throne. He has turned around. I should have gone ahead. We're gonna get stuck behind these cars. Almost guaranteed. Yep. At least one of them. Faster, I might as well move as carefully as I can while I'm driving here. The walk at Sapsucker is going to be a very short one, I can tell you that. It's beginning to get dark anyway. Oh, green light. Look at this. This car is such a slowpoke. They're hitting the brakes during going through the green. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you put the pedal to the metal, but you know.
wish I had more time to search the campus, but there's only so many daylight hours in the day. Again, back to the issue of Wildlife Drive being closed today. Even though it was, to me, I'm fine with it. I mean, we probably wouldn't have seen much anyway, judging. I mean, we would have seen the swans maybe and the eagles if we could get a clear line of sight. But the point is, there's so much more in Montezuma, and we did see more as we drove around, and I'm sure there are other areas I could have gone. Maybe we would have seen more. But, a day like today, it's become, more of a rainy, wet day and everything. You might assume, oh, it's going to be a lousy day. And I don't think it was. I enjoyed seeing all that we did see. Some of it was luck. I mean, it was lucky to see the rough-legged hawk and to have those ducks there on Cayuga Lake. That was kind of nice. So, it wasn't just that. Even, quite honestly, even just the sight of the sandhill cranes walking on the ice, even though they weren't very close or anything, I liked that, We probably would have stayed there longer had it not become so rainy while we were there. I mean, visibility was getting pretty bad there. And then, but that encouraged us to move along, and we saw those mergansers, which I believe they were common, not red-breasted. But I want to take a, more of a look and compare. But they certainly were not red-breasted in breeding colors. That is a certainty. I believe they were commons. Sorry, should have played some. Get to sap center as quickly as I can and get set up as quickly as I can, so that we can walk and hopefully see something worthwhile. Never know. Give it a shot. have my own time constraints. Like I said, it is getting dark. So I'm gonna, you know, unless I see something, I'm gonna move right along. And the rest of you are just going to have to keep up. I'm not waiting for any of you. I see 3 starlings. As I said, you know, seeing the ducks, you know, mostly redheads that we saw, continue on as usual. That there will be any Canada geese flying in. I don't believe I'd be able to stay for them anyway. Oops. I wanted to do something. Fix this before I forget. Okay, I'll wear this hat, I guess. It is still breezy. We saw on there on the throne. Might not be quite so bad here at ground level, but okay, I'll be with you in a minute. It is kind of windy. I'm going to take a chance and go without an umbrella. Hopefully we'll get away with it.
And I welcome you all to Sapsucker Woods. I'm not going to say things are clearing up. Oh, gulls? A number of them. Good to see them. Okay. Another one overhead. Parking lot lights are on. That means it's getting dark and it's getting late. I just heard somebody, a little somebody. If I had to guess, it's a chickadee, but I don't know. I don't do what I do to cover ground. I cover ground because I want to see the birds. But we've covered a fair amount of ground today, I think. Number of stops here and there. Ooh, it's kind of slippery here. If you think about it, a number of stops in Montezuma, including some just along the road. Hi, Cardinal. But then even like the extra stop on my way back from Montezuma to see all the ducks. And that was definitely worth the time and effort. Okay. Oh, a bunch of mourning doves were in the feeding garden. Sorry, doves. I have a feeling they'll be back. I'm hearing somebody. It sounds like a chickadee, but I'm not sure. Oh, just saw somebody. Can't hear so well because, well, partly because of my hat. Could be. Almost sounds like a chip note of a cardinal, so I don't know. Oh, just saw someone fly away. Don't know. It is dark, obviously, so it's not going to be easy to see things anyway. Walking might be treacherous because if it's been raining, yeah, I mean, it's like where people have already walked before, it's kind of slippery. This isn't quite the ugly ice I really don't like. This is a different look, and it actually looks kind of nice. There's some mallards there. Hey, mallards. Let me look around with binoculars, see if there's anything else of interest within view. I don't see anything. I'll say this. I mean, from this angle, the ice doesn't look so bad. It's shiny. Either there's open water or there's it looks like water on top of the ice. It's not that ugly, grayish, dingy, ugly ice that we often see. But we've got to get going. So let's get to it. Now, when we were here on Thursday, we were here earlier in the day, and there was a lot of activity at the feeding garden. Today, things are different. We're here later, and also, since then, who knows, maybe foraging is better than it was on Thursday. First of all, it's a little warmer, which may help, but also maybe some of the snow has melted away from certain places. Although so far, these are the most traveled areas of the trails. There's still plenty of snow on the ground, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe the trails are still covered throughout. It is slippery here, though, where people have walked before. This center path is actually kind of icy. See that color there? I don't like that color. That's the color of when the ice is all like that. Yuck. This is kind of neat in here, though, the way. That's probably a very, very thin layer of slush and ice. You may not see much here at all today, given how late we were here and everything, and also the fact that it was raining just a short while ago. Probably rained here as well. I don't know, but maybe I shouldn't say this, but I feel lucky that we're here and it's not raining right now. So I'd like to see some birds. We're not here just for the sake of being here. It's nice to not have to, at least, maybe I'm worried about it, but maybe I can get away without having to deal with an umbrella. With the snow on the ground, obviously the trails are lit well enough for me to see, certainly. The white reflects back up very nicely. I mean, it's not completely dark, but it's one thing to look up in the sky, another to look down here at ground level. Soon enough, it won't be worth going to Mount Zuma, and we'll be staying here in Ithaca. Although you never know. I mean, like I said, it can be worth it, especially if I happen to know of something. If I get word of a bird up there or something, it might be worth going up there. But the fact is, the days are continuing to shorten, and all the driving time really cuts into our time here. I'm not hearing any birds, and there is a little bit of wind, but it's peaceful here for the most part. I see a squirrel. You might say, well, why didn't you just stay on the campus and continue looking for Big Red? And maybe that would have been a good thing to do. But I like to come to Sapsucker and see what's happening, and I feel like I really miss something if I don't come here. And who knows what happened during the day, the rest of the day. I realize that even when I'm here, the rest of the day I'm not here, obviously, and who knows what could happen or what could be seen. But I like to come here whenever I can. I thought I just heard somebody. sorry the walk is so short and so late in the day, but you know, that's something that happens when we go to Montezuma. But soon enough we'll be spending more time in Ithaca than we have been up to now. And maybe we'll have a good opportunity to see some good things here in town. We may be going to other areas as well. I mean, we won't just spend all our time here at Sapsucker. Don't think I'll be able to see much or anything, but I'm going to take a look. I hear somebody. I see nobody. Okay, let's continue on. This may be one of the trips with the fewest bird sightings that we've had here. Here's something ahead. I wonder if that's a squirrel calling an alert. Might be because of me. Might be something else. There's a squirrel. Yep. Sounds like a squirrel to me. Now, is it because of me, or is it because of something else? Problem is, even if it is something else, it's dark and it's hard to see anything else. Not very close either, the squirrel that is. I don't see anybody. Can't say I'm surprised. Let's keep going. Just heard somebody. Obviously it's dark, and again I apologize for getting here so late. But you know, we try to make the most of the day. And even so, we have to compromise on time spent here and there. Might have been here sooner if we didn't stop to see all the ducks in Cayuga Lake, but like I said, I'm still glad I did. Somebody's vocalizing. High-pitched sheep. But we better keep going. I think I'll probably skip the Fuller Wetlands platform. And it makes much sense to walk out there. As much as I love to see the ducks, I don't want to see any ducks on this water right here on this little creek right now. I don't want to startle anybody. It's kind of what I was getting at when I was speaking about our sighting of the mergansers at Mays Point earlier today. I was concerned that they would be so close that we'd scare them as we drove in. But as it turns out, they were farther away than I realized. You know, where I had seen them from the road, you know, from the highway, seemed like they were closer to where we could park than they actually were. And that was a good thing for us overall, because had they been a lot closer, I could see them all just leaving the area immediately. Leaving us seeing nothing. Alright, not much going on that I can see. So really not our best walk here at Sapsucker in terms of bird watching, that's for certain. But if I didn't come here, I'd wonder what I missed. Even though I know in my mind I missed everything else, you know, during the day. Still. looking at the camera screen now, and even with the snow on the ground, it does look dark. So obviously we're ending the tour very, very shortly. Always the worst part for me, the end. One thing nice, well, it's always nice to have a tour. But on Thanksgiving, you know, you have the tour and you come home, unload the car, put stuff away, you know, get everything set. And it's nice to think that, okay, the very next day you'll be setting up for the tour, you know, for the weekend. You know, rather than, you know, another whole week before, you know, the next tour. Okay, we're pretty much at the end of things now. I think I'm not even going to go back to the water just because it'll be dark and we won't be able to see, and I have to get going anyway. I'm not even sure exactly what time it is, but I have to imagine if it's not 5 o'clock yet, it's pretty close to it, but it's probably after 5. And I really need to get underway. Hopefully we'll have some mild weather that'll melt some more of the snow, and I mean, I don't know if we're going to return to fall conditions before we continue on with winter or not here at Sapsucker, but time will tell. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed the day as much as I did. I liked what we saw, as I had said. You know, we had some special sightings. Different sort of day, you know. In the spring and summer we might drive Wildlife Drive, for instance, and, you know, keep seeing things of interest. Today we didn't have that, but we saw our share of nice things, and we occasionally had some really, I thought, really great things to look at. And, you know, it all makes the day worthwhile. I hope each week to, you know, have something that makes me say, yeah, the trip was worth it. And, you know, it's always, I'm not saying it's not worth looking or, you know, enjoying the search for birds, don't get me wrong. But I like to have, you know, to actually see something that makes me say, yes, I was very glad I saw that today. And it was worth all the effort to do it. But we are at the end, and I am out of time. Sky is really actually pretty dark, but it's been a nice day. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It's time for me to pack up. I hope that you'll keep your eyes open, do some bird watching yourself, whether it's walking out and about or in your car or even just from your own window. And I hope you're able to do that, because you never know what you'll see. Until next time, everybody, I wish you all a great night and a great week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.